Chosen One!
Welcome to The Chosen One. Today we will be continuing our tier list discussion. If you haven't watched our first episode on the tier list, we went through our primaries. We're not going to really describe the tiers, so everyone knows the tier list. It's S, A, B, C, and D. D is shite. S is the top of class. B is perfectly average. C means niche, and A means you're going to see them in top cuts. So, right off the bat, I am joined by Hail Cthulhu, and I am your host, Qui-Gon Din, and we are going to go right off into Rex. Captain Rex has not been changed with the balance pass, but he is still going straight into A. He is a very good support for clones and for Republic in general. He gives out hunkers. He's just good. He's always been good. Very, very simple. Kraken or Kalani is more one that my brother in arms over here will be able to describe. He plays more Kalani than I do, and he's probably got a good hunch at where he's going to go.
I would say B. I would put him higher into A. It's just that Separatists, they got 2 boxes, and that's kind of where they're at. But what he does for Separatists, you get the plus die. He gets to move everybody. He's awesome. Yeah, even the 5 points doesn't even really affect him that much.
He's really good, yeah. Sep's just showing a little bit of age. They're in a tough spot. They need to try well. Bo-Katan. She is basically Rex, but for the Mandalorians. She is giving out a protection steadfast bubble, though. Helps your Mandalorians stay alive because they have a little bit lower stamina, and she is fast enough to steal back points. She is crucial to the Mandalorian list. She goes right next to Rex. They are basically neck and neck in terms of what they are doing. Gar Saxon. Gar Saxon's a little bit worse, and by a little bit, I mean a lot. He is not Bo-Katan. He's not even the best sniper unit. His one trick that he had is he can do deployment shots. Crosshair does it better. I'd even say Cody is a better sniper unit now than Gar Saxon.
Which is surprising because Gar Saxon was really good when the game first came out. He was the
Alpha Strike.
God.
People would take him just for the Alpha Strike. Like you saw a lot of him with Talzin. Early game. Not much to say. I put him in C tier. He's not the amazing Mandalorian secondary that Bo-Katan is. Crosshair, as good as his buff was, he is still C tier. He is a build around. He's got very mobile, but he is a selfish character. He is like Gar Saxon is, but he can't move anyone else with his tactics. So I played him. He's decent, but he still lacks enough to make him like you're going to see a lot of him. Some people take him, but not everyone. Jango Fett. The biggest thing on him, he lost not so fast.
Did you say Cody or did you say Crosshair?
I said Crosshair's better. Cody is...
I thought you were...
No, Cody's niche. He's a C tier.
Yeah, okay. I just misheard.
Yeah, Cody's C tier. He needs a little bit more help, but he's very mobile, but he doesn't do anything for the team. Jango Fett, he is B, and he's going to be below Kalani. Very good unit still. He is still one of these secondaries with the easiest access to diceless displacement. He got better now that Cad Bane can take IG-88, so you can put him on the other side with a Cad squad, and you can really take advantage of him being a bounty hunter. It's just that he does not have a lot of synergy with bounty hunters in Clone War era, and it's the thing that holds bounty hunter lists back in Clone Wars era. Really good, but not so fast being adjusted means no one has the sad thing happen where they lose an activation.
Yeah, that should never have been a thing.
Yeah. Whipcord's still good. A pull and a pin, really solid. Kraken's going right next to Kalani. He is just as good. He is his twin. Basically, you play them both together, and they're really strong. Again, Separatists are
They're basically the same unit. It's basically, do you have enough for points for 5 or do you have enough points for 4?
yeah.
That's
Barriss Ophi. She's going straight to C tier. The traitor, I should say, to the Jedi Order. She does one thing and she does one thing. She is shoving people out of the way and she's got force push, but man, is she going to go down quick.
I would say D. I've never seen her played. I don't know why you would pick her over all the great secondaries that
Republic
has.
Yeah, D is pretty. Yeah. D is for that destroyed building, and she didn't even destroy any part of the Jedi Temple. Reva, straight top of A, borderline S. Her buff is insane, and she's really good.
She's phenomenal. From going from an unplayable D tier all the way up to A, with just a couple things changed, it feels really great.
Very strong. Oh, we're going into another dog shit character straight into D. Poor Kenobi. He has a great ability with the disarm, but his activation just got so much worse because now he can't take Vader dice. He's actually worse than Barriss Ophi.
They did him harder than anybody. Like, I don't know why they nerfed him that bad.
Give him the scoundrel tag at least. If he was a scoundrel, you can at least do something with him. But being a Force user and Jedi, that's just a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what they give him, all nerfs, no buffs to kind of mitigate some of the nerfs.
Savage Opress, he's going to be in C. He's going to be above Gar Saxon. He has a place. He can self-expose units, which is valuable. And he's probably going to see a lot more play in Separatists currently because you can pair him with Asajj Ventress and Dooku, or Asajj and Grievous, and he's going to be good at killing Force users. That's his job, but it's only thing that he is going to be played for. Pons, I'm going to say this. Pons' buff is huge. He is going to be at the bottom of A. He is the one unit in the Republic faction that gives you a slight infiltrate, and infiltrate is insanely strong. It's not as good as infiltrate, but it is close, and it helps with 212.
Yeah, I think it's like an inch away from infiltrate.
Yeah, him with 212 is going to be a really strong package. You can play it with Mace, and then you play that with Kenobi for a clone synergy. It makes your 212. He is going to allow your 212 to actually do the focus, gain sharpshooter, and attack game. Without him, you're not doing it. Aurra Sing. Her buff is huge. She's going straight into A tier above Pons.
I disagree. I still think she's B.
Really? I like the fact that she can gain any tag, and it's for the entire game. That opens up her slot.
Yeah, but she's also a 5-point character, which is hard to build around. And if you're taking 5 points in faction, I'm sure there's better people to take.
Yeah. Put her at the top of 8. Her damage output is insane. She's a lot stronger. I think the biggest detriment to her is that she can't take the Handmaiden tag. If she could take the Handmaiden tag, I think she'd be really strong. But you really can't do that. Sabe is very conflicting for me. She would be an A tier had her tag actually mattered. She is a Rex level character stuck on a shell of a piece, and the Handmaiden tag doesn't really do much for the Republic faction, but her activation is insanely strong. It's sad. She's the best character in that box by far.
Yeah, it's too bad she's held down by Padme.
Yeah, held down by Padme, but and I've tried her outside of playing Padme. It's rough. Her activation is so good, though. Sergeant, I'll let you take the reins on this one. This is
much better. I think he's A. Like with the Krennic box that came out, you have plenty of stormtrooper options. You can finally use his offensive, coordinate offensive or whatever. Everybody gets you can get up to 3 extra die. It's great. I mean, he moves an entire unit, gives a full advance.
He's always been good.
Now he has the option to not just move and hunker on a point. He can actually make an attack onto the midline and do very well.
Yeah.
On his attack, and if you play some of the other supports, you can still get that hunker.
He's really good. He is super solid. He is the 3-point go-to of choice for Empire, and he is one of the better 3-point secondaries in the game. I can only think of one that's actually better than him.
He's the only 3-point, I thought.
No, there's one coming up that's in pretty contention, I think, that I would put very near there now. And it's because of a result of the events.
No, he's the only 3-point secondary.
I'm talking 3-point secondary in the game, not just from faction. I'm talking of all the 3-pointers.
I was like, he's the only Empire 3-point.
He's really good at being a little bit more tanky and having a lot of stamina.
He's almost glued to the hip of Vader.
Yeah, he's going to be played with Vader or Thrawn. Whatever 7-point Empire primary you're playing Sergeant with. He is that important. He is above Pawns because Empire supports are still largely better than the Republic supports. Pawns just has a way better tree. Pawns is very good on the attack. But Pawns is 7 stamina and is going to go down like tinfoil. Boosh, the character that dodged the balance pass, and not in a good way. She is probably the worst, my pick for one of the worst units in the game. If not the actual worst.
They didn't even need to do much to fix her.
Fix her expertise, that's all you had to do.
Basically.
Give her the Aura Singh treatment. Fix her melee expertise and she becomes a really good. Because her kit's actually really good. Her abilities are very solid. But they made her like she wants to be this melee character, but she is crap at melee.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't buff her.
Paplu. Don't need to talk much about Paplu. Don't play him much. He goes above boost simply because Ewoks got such a boost. But he's still D tier. Wicket. Wicket's very solid B tier. He is not the secondary of choice for Ewoks, but if you want a little bit more movement instead of some of the other tech choices, he is a very solid choice. He's also the one Ewok secondary that can actually hit pretty hard. But now we're going to talk about what was the actual worst unit in the game that got probably the biggest glow up out of the entire balance pass. He went from being the most dog shit character to being right below Sergeant. He is better than Pawns. He does so much for the Ewok list. The Golden God, C-3PO. Ooga. I was not expecting this change to make as impact as it did, but he has been in every Ewok list, and he is doing work. So, no longer a meme character, actually does what a support secondary should do.
Well, still a little bit of a meme.
It's a meme, but at least it's a meme you'll actually take now. He's not going to sit on a shelf.
I just imagine C-3PO going into the Grievous crab crawl and climbing up the
yeah, him getting scale off of his own ability is the silliest thing ever. Very, very strong secondary. Wolf. Wolf is very good right now. He's going to be closer to the bottom end of A. He's only going to get better with the Delta Squad. But right now, He's got 2 clone supports that he really makes insane, and it's Wolfpack and 212. Both of which are insanely strong, and are my pick for the 2 best clones in the game. He's going to be a very, very played unit here by the end of the year. I can't say much more about him. He's really good. Only thing holding him back right now is that we don't have that Delta Squad box, but he's going to be super solid.
I think he's very good. I think him with the 212 is very good.
Yeah.
And they basically become primary killers.
And then you got Ahsoka Tano. She's in a weird spot, and I want to put her in B. She's going to go very top of B. Republic is in a spot with secondaries right now where they have so many good secondaries, and the only place you're going to see her in is really Jedi teams. Outside of that, you're going to basically take Rex and then one other Republic secondary that's going to be very high on the list. She's very good. Didn't need any changes. It's just sad that they locked her behind in release. We had to wait a long time to get her.
Yeah, I'd have preferred to get her earlier in the game's lifetime.
DTS or DTE, not DTS. DTE is going straight into S tier. He is still the strongest Empire secondary at the moment. He is basically Rex, but with a much better tree, much better dice pool, and the ability to position onto points when he gets attacked. But he just got a huge buff, and the fact that he is one of the few secondaries that can guarantee turning off Anakin. Anakin can give him a strain within 3. He can spend that force to kill himself off that strain. If Anakin does not give him the strain, he can spend the force to reposition away. Denying Anakin the wound is super important. It makes his value insanely higher.
I was gonna say he's an A, and I think he's actually worse than Reva. Because with the Iden, not the Iden, but the Gideon nerf, kind of ruined his output. But with those points, I would actually agree he is S.
He's just really good. He is also, again, with the Iden list that we stated in the last episode, you have 2 units that you can draw from that can guarantee you taking the midline if you're playing the Iden combo. He's an all-star, always going to be an all-star. Very strong protection. It's hard to one-shot him. He's going to be good. Grief Karga. With the bounty hunters currently, it's just better to play all bounty hunters. He goes straight in the bottom of C. I don't think he's as bad as these D range characters, but he just does not do enough during his activation. He is not as strong. He doesn't do to bounty hunters what 3PO does to Ewoks, and it's sad because it's Carl Weathers. It's a wish he were better. Speaking of wishing they were better, I'm gonna take some heat here. Recker's below freaking the wicket. He does one thing. He used to be better when Mace was a 6 because he did Mace's like trick. But now with how strong Mace is, Recker just doesn't do anything.
His activation's kind of subpar. I found.
He does what Fifth Brother does in terms of being a character holding on to point. The only thing why he's in B tier compared to C tier, he at least have shoves. That's about it. Going right into A tier though, and it's going right by Rex and Bo-Katan, is Crosshair. He is still the highest damage output secondary in the game. He is basically a kill button, and when you pair him with Mundi, it equals a dash. There is always going to be value in a unit that can pretty much guarantee killing something. And he also, it's a climb. He's throwing 10 dice. Not much to say about him. He's been a MVP for me for a long time.
I think he has like a 90% kill rate.
Yeah, he's really solid, pretty good. Gorm got an actual bigger buff than his boxmate of Hondo, but he goes in the C tier range because it's Hondo. You're not really taking Gorm as much. Not much to say. There are better 3-point options in both eras, so you just don't take them. Man, his fall from grace, the best secondary in the game. How far did he go?
Not far.
Not far. He's still a B tier.
I think if he came out with these abilities on release, he would still be really good.
His role has changed now. He is no longer the attrition piece. He is a control piece. He is a character you put on a point and you block him in. You make it so you can't shove him off, and you make it so your opponent is forced to kill him. By forcing them to kill him, he gets a revenge trigger, which means he's probably denying the point. He is a very good. The biggest weakness is
he's slow.
He's slow, and Empire has much better secondary options. That's what holds him down. But he's balanced. He's still really good. If you want to play him with Iden and still play full Iden bucks, it's completely viable. Very strong. Chewbacca got a big glow up in the fact that Ewoks got better. And Chewbacca is, in terms of being a stat stick on a point, he is the one tank secondary that I would put in A tier now, because his value actually got very, very good. Beforehand, when Ewoks were lower, he is the best Ewok, but now that Ewoks are higher on the tier and they're doing very well right now, Chewbacca is...
Well, plus without so much exposed, he actually gets to use his ability with giving you expertise.
Well, even if you expose him, you'll give him one expertise.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes it better.
He's the one unit Vader can't kill in a single shot, and there's value in being a unit that just heals stuff and being a bodyguard on point. You glue him to Logray, and it makes Logray insanely hard to take down. I put him bottom of A. He's, of all the tanks like him, Savage, Recker, he is the strongest in my opinion. We get to Ezra. Very, very high A. I rate him right next to Reva. He breaking ties and his kit. He's extremely mobile. He's got a gun. He's not one of these Jedi that are limited to a melee attack. He can score extra momentum if he wounds a support.
Oh, unlike being a primary, he actually benefits from being a Spectre.
Yeah. He's just really good. He's really good. He's glued to Kanan, but...
Luke likes him a lot, too.
Luke, Kanan, you put him with a Force user. You can even put him with Grand Inquisitor if you want, and you make him a kind of Grand Inquisitor secondary, because you can get the jump out of it. Another tiebreaker unit. It's kind of in theme for what Inquisitors want to do. He's very splashable, but he is like the one secondary that guarantees Kanan a revenge trigger, because you want to kill this fucker as soon as he hits the table. Sabine, unfortunately, is above Gar Saxon, but she is very limited into where she goes. The problem is that Kanan wants to pair with these scoundrel other primaries, and you only play her with Hera. It's sad. It's sad, but she's
not worth taking in Mandos.
Yeah, it sucks about her, but she did not have a good showing at Adepticon compared to our next secondary. It is what it is. Sad, but she's better than Gar Saxon, but it's not that much. She should have been able to move Mandalorians with her tactic. If they did that, she would see play.
Yeah, I would have liked to see her have more Mandalorian synergies as well. I think if they had her not just focus on Spectre, but also Mandalorians, I think she would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Callus.
He's amazing. Top of it, or almost top of it.
He's right better. Next to Ezra. He's the two of them are a pair
getting
made.
3 shoves on somebody it's amazing.
He's also the other Kanan. You're gonna play him like he's already shown his worth. The rerolls are very solid. He's a very solid activation. Andor makes his activation on a Shatterpoint very intense by him throwing like the 11 dice. He's gonna full tree. He is just very, very good. And really is what's helping the Spectre tag stay relevant. Even
handing out the rerolls and like it always feels bad seeing your miniature being shoved 3 times and back to the edge of the board. He's very
and he good. Fixes you if you have bad dice math. So
like me,
yeah, very, very good. So we're getting into our probably best 3-point secondary in the game. This is my boy Luke. It's sad because I love Jedi Luke, but he is the better Luke, and he goes above Sergeant. The spy tag is strong enough to where his tactic is good moving other characters, but he is the only 3-point in the game that from your back position can score your opponent's back line. He is insanely good. If you get hunkers on him, he becomes hard to kill. He has pretty strong output, and he gets rerolls to himself and hunkered units. Like, he is the definition of dynamic play, and he is the most dynamic 3-point character in the game. I can't say much more about him. He's A tier.
Oh, the worst.
Oh yeah, so I used to love Firebrand, but Firebrand, the same thing happened to him that happened to Crosshair.
That's she.
Yeah, she. That's right. I forget that she's female.
Yep.
But she goes right below Barriss. Barriss has Force Push. Her thing is not near as good. Her activation is still better than Obi-2's, though.
The problem with her, what was it?
It's her era, and it's...
No, she can... Oh, yeah, it was her tree.
Yeah.
She can't shove somebody off and get it on.
And she doesn't do a pin before the fire. Like,
yeah, you want to be able... She wants to be able to pin people so they can't get back on the point or leave the point, and she doesn't do it.
Yeah. She used to be really good in the fact that she used to make Inquisitorius actually somewhat viable as a unit, but now with their buff, she would have been in C tier pre-balance pass, but she drops straight to D now that Reva is actually playable. Lobot. One of our other 5-point secondary units. He's very good. He's going to go right above Aura Singh. He is going to enable some Andor lists, and you can play him with Cad Bane now. He moves Scoundrels. And Lockdown is insanely strong. 5 points is the only thing that holds him back.
Yeah, I agree with
that. My boy Paz. Paz will either win you a game or do absolutely nothing. He is going right above Wicket. He's very middle of the road. You have to know what you're doing with him. And if he just gets ignored and you have bad deck order or bad placement, he will lose you a game rather than win you a game. The difference is him versus attrition teams like Anakin, where Anakin wants to win a secondary. Anakin wants to avoid Paz because Paz is going to get a double attack back on Anakin. He's a tanky boy, but his lack of out of activation movement really hurts him.
Really annoying.
Yeah, until you learn.
He's the bane of my existence.
I
I can't help but attack him. And I know I shouldn't.
Worst Stormtrooper secondary ever. Snowtrooper is garbage. He is in D tier. Never take him. If he were 3 points, there would be an argument to take him, but he is 4, which means he is just bad. In fact, he goes worse than Obi-Wan because his activations are pretty garbage. He's so bad we haven't put him on the table. He's not worth testing.
I really want to, but every time I go come up with a list with him, it's like, why would I take you over DTE?
Yeah, or even Boba Fett, or just any 4 point.
Literally any 4-point unit is better.
Boba Fett. So I want to love Boba Fett. I don't hate Boba Fett. I actually like Boba Fett. He's a really cool utility piece, but his card reads like it's an aggressive, I'm going to kill everything unit. And no, his biggest strength is mobility. Mobility and condition stacking is his biggest strengths. And the problem is once he goes down, he becomes a force cost.
He's definitely, like the show, a disappointment. I think so. I think
he's B tier. I think if you want to play him and you build a right list, he can do really well. But he's not fighting for the best bounty hunter slots. He is not fighting for the best Empire slot. He's a toolkit, and you gotta play him like a toolkit. Bosk. Bosk is, of the 3-point secondaries, he is in B tier. He's just a hammer. His biggest thing that he does is you walk him up to kill something. That's all he does. That's his biggest thing.
No. He gets to grenade people.
So yes, he kills things.
Yeah, but he just don't walk up. You blow the shit up.
Yeah, he's really good.
He is S tier.
I wouldn't put him at... His model is S tier in terms of sculpt. He is probably the coolest model in the game.
One of them.
But the thing that's holding him down compared to these other 3 points is you pull him super early, you just feel bad because...
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a late game. Late turn activation.
He is either going to do really well for you in a game, or he's going to do absolutely jack crap. And that's the thing about all these other 3-pointers that are in A tier is they all are going to have very active turns in doing stuff. He has the potential for a dead draw on your deck, but he is very splashable. Very, very solid. So this is would have been, in my opinion, the best bounty hunter in the box, but now it's actually kind of in contention. Cad Bane makes IG-88 very, very lucrative to take, but I am still going to rate Dengar as a very, very solid mid-A. He doesn't spend any force, and he is very tanky on a point, and he is very slottable in basically anywhere you want him.
And he basically gives everybody leprosy.
Yeah.
He just runs up and spreads his leprosy everywhere.
So he's very good. He was the most successful bounty hunter out of the bounty hunter box at Adepticon. And he's probably going to make it into my Mando list because Paz can let me down. And in the current meta, Paz too many Jedi running around with Force push. It's not a happy day for Paz. So I will probably be making the change to the Dengar variant of Mandalorians. IG-88. He is going to go above Lobot. He is either going to win you games or he's going to make you really sad that you still flub on dice. But he is the one secondary that can make your entire list very, very killy. And there's no other secondary in the game currently that does that. Drawback, 5 points. Not really a drawback now that you have Cad Bane. Like,
He makes it super fun. It's always fun throwing 20 dice.
yeah, he's very solid. His activation's pretty solid. And the all bounty hunter list with him and Bosk in it was working really well. We're coming on to the new releases, the tail end of the game of stuff that have come out. Shock T. What a glow up she has done to Republic. She has repulse. She is very mobile. She is very good. She brings the only secondary to bring a force point, and she can get away on her turns without spending any of it. Very solid piece. That's all I can say about her.
I will say one negative is she's a little slow.
She can be, unless she's in the right list.
Yeah, pairing her with, like, obviously Mundi will move her.
Mundi, Jedi lists.
Jedi list. If outside of Jedi list, she's a little slow. Kind of a back point sitter on the first go around.
Yeah, once she gets in position to do stuff, she is very dynamic, very strong. And the thing that puts her in S tier for me is where you can place her. She can be played in a Cad Bane list. She moves mercenaries. And as the longer the game goes on, the more bounty hunters we get, which will have the mercenary tag, she's just going to get better. Very, very good. Very versatile. She is going into S tier, and I am putting her just under DTE. But she is my pick for probably the best secondary in Republic at the moment.
Oh yeah, the best pick, if you can fit her.
Yeah, which Republic can because they have access to a ton of 8s, and your 3-point supports are actually pretty good now.
I think Republic probably has the best 3-point supports.
Yeah, I'd argue that too. Nadar Veb, someone I haven't played personally yet, but I have seen him do a lot on the table. I think he's very good, but I'm going to put him in A. Like Crosshair, he needs a little help with his kit, but if you play him right and you put him in the right list, he can absolutely do things. He is the one secondary that you are fine. You want to put him in the exact list you want to put him in is Darth Vader, Jedi Hunter, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. That is where you play Nadar Veb, and he will rock your world. We've watched enough replays with him. He is very dynamic, very strong. All right, talk about DTS, Death Trooper Specialist.
Mid to low B. I think. Okay, I'll talk about the positives first. He's basically a mini armorer. He can get dashed twice, expose somebody, and then melee them. Or you can use it on another, which you're going to use it on a stormtrooper, and it doesn't matter if that stormtrooper gets exposed because it's stormtrooper expertise. His dash and give out a pin or a strain, I've never got off really until the second or third struggle. His attacks are kind of, you're basically going to go 2 down your tree and get 4 damage. And which is really good. You want him on your later activation, so you go down into the board and kill people with him, which will activate your Krennic. And I think the biggest thing that holds him back is being a 5. At 5 in Empire really hurts.
Yeah, he's locked with Krennic, and that's if you're not taking the Vader secondary. Which the list that you're taking the Vader secondary with Krennic is probably if you're doing Grand Inquisitor with Krennic. In that list, I would take the Vader secondary over him, but if you're doing just any other variant of Krennic, which I still prefer Vader Krennic, it's the best variant to play with him. He is the only 5. Very solid activations. He's very hard to take down, but once he goes down, he becomes a force tax, and it's really bad.
Yeah, that's another big thing. Once he dies, he his he's not doing any of his force abilities anymore, especially being with Krennic and Krennic bringing only 2 force.
He's very good. He's good on the offense. He has good plays, but he's a specialist. He has a job. He does it very well, and he's still B. He's above Paz for me.
Yeah, I think he has much more.
He has a lot more
Paz.
plays, but again, he's kind of a selfish secondary. He can move people, but the best thing that he's going to be doing is moving himself with that ability because he is immune to expose. So he's like you said, mini armor. He's doing the same play patterns. All right, I'm going to talk about Phil. I love the idea of Phil, but his activation is really bad. He does not have a good tree. I love that he can climb. I love that he can advance Jedi. But I have a very negative opinion on Phil's clones and himself because of how bad both of their trees are. He's better than Gorm, but you're not taking him over pawns. You're just not. And once he goes down, you're not doing his ability ever. And he's not hard to bring down. Vader. Our hot take. Vader is better outside of Empire than inside Empire.
I think the biggest problem is his name's Darth Vader.
I agree. You can play him in Andor, and you can play him in some tech slots, or if you really want to do an Inquisitorious theme squad, you can make him work, but you have to give up playing Vader Emperor's Servant, which is the best Darth Vader in the game that isn't named like Anakin Skywalker, because you can make the argument that Anakin can have more dynamic activations than Emperor's Servant, but Emperor's Servant is so consistent that this Vader's a control Vader. He's very good. I'm putting him, he's right in B tier. He's going to be next to Sergeant or Specialist because that's basically the only slot you're really going to play him in Empire. You're going to pick which one you want, and it really depends if you're taking a Vader primary or not. He's decent, but he's not going to be your go-to in Empire.
He's basically a souped-up fifth brother.
Yeah.
With
a much better tactic, and you can't condition stack. There is value in that, but the value in that is that with his steadfast protection, is he's going to be better put into places like Andor, because Andor can move him onto points, and he is very hard to take off of points. That's just it. That's where he's going to love. All right, K2SO, our final secondary of the video. He goes right next to Lobot. It's literally just the override. He has a cool revenge trigger mechanic. He's actually pretty tanky. His output's pretty good. The problem is he's 5 points, and the problem is that he's going to be in contention in Andor's own list. You're going to pick Ant, you're going to pick him, or you're going to pick Baze and Chirrut. And I think Baze and Chirrut just win out. He's seeing success, but it's lockdown. Like, that's why you're taking him lockdown. His revenge triggers are good, but once he goes down, and he is a huge target for Anakin right now, that's just where I put him. Not much to say.
I think he eats a lot of force in Andor too.
It's a drawback.
Yeah.
There's a lot more bees.
Although the force he does eat is spent very well.
Yeah, he's very good. There's a lot of bees in the secondary market. Like it's definitely more of a bell curve, and there's a lot less stuff that's like pushing the limits of being egregious. A lot of A's, quite a few D's though compared to our primaries. There is a huge amount of secondaries that could use a little love, and there are some niche ones, but secondaries are in a pretty good slot right now. You have a lot of
need
good
a
options.
leader with a solid plan, a secondary who can take a stand, supports the score and stay in range. In Shatterpoint, the board can change.